A very good morning to you, dear students, to your geography class. Today we will learn chapter 8, Industries. Look at the picture of the back. Here you can see factory. This is part of the industries. And look at these flashcards. What do you see, students? Oil and gas industry, industrial industry, which are factories, consumer goods industry, healthcare industry, which are hospitals, clinics. Then we come to consumer services, which is also an industry. For example, we have the KFC and the McDonald's. They provide services, right? So that is the consumer service industry. Then we come to telecom industry, which is the mobile operators like Jio, Airtel, etc. Then we come to utilities. What are utilities? Utilities are electricity, then we come to the financial services, which are the banks, banking services which are provided to our banks. Then we come to technology, and lastly the materials which we find in the shops, malls, which we can buy online. So we will be learning about all of this and more in this lesson. It is going to be an exciting and very informational lesson, students. Watch closely. Firstly, let's do an activity. It's called My Family Member's Job or Occupation. Your father, mother, brother, sister are in some or the occupation or job, right, students? Right? I want you to tell me about the occupation or job that your family members are into. Here, look at the list over here, whether your family member is an insurance agent, lawyer, boxer, painter, judge, chef, golfer, tennis player, waiter, worker, chemist, archaeologist, soccer player, pastor means priest, painter, cheerleader, musician, farmer, photographer, basketball, technician, taxi driver, waiter, doctor, businessman. There are many in the list. Police officer, soldier, professor, gardener. So you can look at this list and tell me which job or occupation your family members are into. I want to write it down. Alright. Now let's understand the introduction. What is an industry, students? Can you tell me in your own words? What is an industry? I'll play a video now and I want you to watch it closely and understand what is an industry about. You will understand about different types of industries.
Subject Geography, lesson number 8, Industries. Now, before starting this video, let me ask you few questions. From where do we get sugar? We know, right? We get sugar from sugarcane. Now, this sugarcane is a raw material which is used to make sugar, and then we use this sugar in our day-to-day life. Now here in this picture you can see how is sugar obtained by various processes, right? You can have a look on this picture. But have you ever thought why we don't use directly raw material? Let me tell you, we don't use directly raw material because the product which we obtained from this raw material, that is a finished product, and it is durable and more useful, and it has an added value. That's why we use finished product instead of raw material. Now, in the same way, we all love clothes, right? We love different types of colors, different types of design. We always buy new clothes, right? For different seasons or different festivals and so on. But from where do we get clothes? Okay, we get clothes from the cotton. Yes, all the clothes which we are wearing are obtained from this raw material known as cotton. So here in this picture you can see the process of making the clothes. After all this process, we buy clothes from the seller, that is from the shop, and then we give it to our tailor. Then he stitches our clothes and then we are ready to wear that beautiful clothes. All the things which we use are coming directly from the agriculture. That is why agriculture is a primary occupation. On the other hand, industries or manufacturing units provide secondary occupation. Now, students, let us study what an industry is. Many of you must be thinking that what is a industry? So, let us see what an industry is. So, the process of converting the available raw material into finished products is done in the factories or the industries. It is giving the manufactured on finished products. That is why an industry play a very important role in the manufacturing of goods and generating employment opportunities in an economy to the public sector. Due to the availability of resources development of science and technology and other favorable conditions, there is a development of industries and a boost to industrialization. It The industrial development of a country is an important parameter in the development of a country, and it also helps in achieving the economic development of a country. Now, for setting up an industry, there are some factors which are affecting the location of an industries. Some factors are availability of raw materials, facility of water supply, facility of electricity, labor, availability of agriculture products, transportation facility, capital, and market. As per the availability of these factors, specific industries develop. Because of the unequal distribution of these factors, industrial development does not take place at the same place or at all places. In some regions are suitable for the development of industries, while in other regions only particular industries develop. Dense forest and desert areas are not conducive to industrial development. So these are the factors affecting the location of an industries.
Next, students, we come to the explanation of this lesson. This is video 1. In this you will learn about introduction to industries, what is manufacturing, how raw materials are processed into finished products, factors required for manufacturing products, factors affecting location, and industries that develop because of location. So watch this video, and then after this there's a second video also after this.
Good morning, dear students. Welcome back. Today we are going to start with new chapter 8, Industries. Children, as you open your textbook on page number 52, figure 8.1, you can see there are 6 pictures given. In each picture you can see something is there. You can see farm, you can see factory, and something is going on over there in the other pictures. Now, in figure 8.1, the sequence of 2 industrial processes have been given. Arrange the pictures in proper sequence and write the sequential number in the box given below. See, 6 pictures are there. They are sequence of 2 industrial processes. Now what you have to do is you have to number them according to the sequence. Okay, so you have to do it on your own. Then you have to name 2 industries, name the raw material and the finished product of both the industries. Then how is the raw material converted into the finished product? Why is it necessary to convert the raw material into finished product? That also you have to write. Okay children. Now the process of converting the available raw material into finished product is done in the factories. The finished product is durable, more useful and has an added value. Industries or manufacturing units provide secondary occupation. Now see, you all have learned primary, secondary and tertiary occupation in the lower classes. Yes or no? Now that only we are going to discuss on a large scale in this chapter. Now we are discussing about industries here, and now we are talking about raw material and finished product. Now children, you have learned when a raw material is processed and converted into a finished product, automatically the durability and the life of that product increases. Okay. Let's take for example fruits. Now fruits children, maximum they last for a week or 4 to 5 days depending on what type of fruit it is. But if it is processed in the factory and there is a durable product which is converted, like for example if you take juice, squash juice, or if you say jams, all of these are durable products, they last longer. If you take fruit and if you take a jam, you will find that the jam lasts longer because it is converted into a durable product. Okay, after going through some processes, it has converted into a jam, and the jam has a long life than the fruit. Okay. Now, due to the availability of resources, development of science and technology, and other favorable conditions, there is the development of industries and a boost to industrialization. Industries help in speeding up the economic development of humans, and it also helps in achieving the economic development of a country. Now see children, after this industrialization has come up, automatically the economy of the country has also risen up. Okay, because of which you can see that we have made lot of developments in science and technology and other favorable conditions, etc. There is a development in of industries and a boost to industrialization. Now see in the picture, if you can see, from cane sugar to granule sugar, how they have processed. The whole process is given in the picture. Okay, from the field, first you get the cane sugar, then crushing is done, then combustible feeds, then evaporation, crystallization. The whole process takes place, and finally you get a finished product as sugar. And then sugar also is taken to the industry or factory or wherever it has to go, and then finally transportation takes place and it is in the market. Same way, there are factors which affect the location of an industry. Now children, taking into account the above factors. Now what are the above factors? See, agricultural produce, then availability of labor, then energy, market, water supply, forest, minerals, then road, proper way of transportation, availability of water. All of these basic needs are to be taken into consideration for location of a industry. Now, taking into account the above factors, note the different colors, the favorable factors required in the factories and given below and the following. Now see, there are three on page number 52. You can see three things are given: iron and steel industry, textile industry and sugar industry. For each industry, prepare a list of necessary factors. For each industry, give an explanation for the location suggested by you. In a similar manner, for which other industries can you decide a suitable location? So children, you don't need to write this down in your notebook. This is just for you all to understand. Now suppose if we take for example sugar industry. Now see children, In sugar industry, the location is to be fixed in such a way that the fields are close by. Then there should be manpower or the availability of labor somewhere nearby so that they can come and labor work to be done. Then you can see in the fields people are working, so it should be somewhere nearby. Okay, then transportation is to be done from the fields to the industry, so we need transportation facilities also, so we have to consider the transportation routes, etc. Now after there is the finally it reaches the factory and then the final procedure is done. Then you have to see that there is a proper location for this factory where there are factories set up. Then whatever required materials are needed for the factory, that should be available or made available in such a way. See, now if you take sugar cane, no children, after tons of sugar cane is used and extracted juice, etc., only a few kgs of sugar is produced. So taking into account all of these things, then you can set up a industry. Okay children, are you getting it? Okay. In any given area, the development of industry is dependent on several factors such as the availability of raw material, water, labor, transport, capital, market, etc. Now after the factory setup, even they have to sell it in the market, so they have to see whether the market is there close by or the capital investors are there nearby, so that it will be easy for the industries to keep running. Okay, as per the availability of these factors, specific industries develop because of the unequal distribution of these factors. Industrial development does not take place at the same place at all places. Now see, depending on the factors, only specific industries develop. After all of these unequal distributions, there are some industries which are not developing. Only a few of them are given importance and hence they only develop. Some regions are suitable for the development of industries, while in other regions only particular industries develop. Dense forest and desert areas are not conducive to industrial development. Yes or no? As we have seen, only the factors, factors where there are availability of these factors and proper favorable climate, etc., there only you can set up industries. So here where there are dense forest and desert areas, there these industrial developments don't take place. Okay children, I hope you all have understood till here. So I think for today we will stop here. You can go through page number 52 and do the first activity, figure 8.1. Okay, very easy chapter, a small chapter, so we will continue in the next lecture. And you can also write page number 53. See, there is one, can you tell 8.2 location of iron and steel industry. Okay, that you have to solve in your notebook. You have to write this in your notebook. See, as I told you in the beginning of the video, figure 8.1 on page 52, there are 4 questions that also you have to write, and figure 8.2 on page number 53 and the questions below. 8.1 there are 4 questions, 8.2 there are 5 questions. You have to write it in your geography notebook. Okay children, in case of any doubt you can join the DCS. Thank you, have a nice day.
Students, I hope you have understood part 1, that was the video 1. Now we come to explanation of video 2. In this you will learn about iron and steel industries, types of industries, factors affecting location, agro-based industries and industrial development. So watch closely and listen attentively.
Good morning dear students, welcome back. So children, we were learning about industries in chapter 8 of geography. We'll continue with the same. As in the last lecture we stopped till raw materials and finished products. Today we'll continue and learn about classification of industries as per their nature, etc. Okay, Now children, see on page number 53, there is figure 8.2, localization of iron and steel industry. Now see, a small figure is given 8.2, where you can see iron ore, manganese, limestone, coal, iron and steel industries are shown in this particular figure. And there are few questions which are below the picture. Study figure 8.2 and answer the following questions. See the first question, children. Name the industry at Jamshedpur. Look at the map. You can see which industries are located at Jamshedpur. Iron and steel industries. Yes. Second question. Which raw material is required for this industry? Raw material required for this industry is iron, manganese, limestone, coal, etc. So you can see there are deposits nearby, and that is why you can see that the factory is planted there. Next question. From which area is this raw material obtained? This raw material is obtained from the areas of Jamshedpur, Kulaisila and Guru Mahisani, Jagaria, etc. Next. Why is coal used in this industry? Coal is used in this industry as fuel to heat iron to a certain temperature. Next, state with reason if it would be feasible to set up an iron and steel industry in your district. So what do you think? It is not feasible. It would not be feasible to set up an iron and steel industry in our district, as there are no reserves of iron ore, manganese, limestone, etc. found in our district. Correct? Yes. Now children, see, while looking for the answer for these above questions, you must have realized that for the localization of iron and steel industry, the most important factor are the availability of raw material and energy, both of which are available around Jamshedpur. Yes, the raw material is heavy and bulky, and it is uneconomical to transport it to a factory far away. The raw material which is used in iron and steel industries is obviously heavy. You cannot carry it easily from one place to another. Hence, it would not be easy for people to take it from from far away place to the factory. So, it is better to have the factory somewhere nearby where the raw material is available. Hence, it is favorable to establish this industry in the area where the raw material is available. This is the reason for the establishment of the iron and steel industry at Jamshedpur. Yes, children, and because of that, because in Jamshedpur there are all these raw materials available in the nearby area, and hence it is the best place to establish the iron and steel industry. Correct? Now next we are going to see classification of industries as per their nature. See in the table given on page number 53, there's a flow chart, types of industries. On the screen also you can see now, children. So mainly it is divided into three divisions. One is small industry, medium industry and heavy industry. Small industry consists of making of earthen pots, bakery products, etc. Medium industry, fruit processing industries, jaggery making, etc. And heavy is cement, sugar, iron and steel, etc. Now see on page number 53, there is try this. Obtain information about any one industry in your locality with the help of the following question. Name of the industry, name of the owner, how many people work here, what is the raw material used, what are the steps taken to reduce the pollution level in the vicinity of the factory. Through your industry, how are you contributing to the society? So you can do this as just for practice, nothing to do with it in the exam. Now see children, all the above pictures are related to the concept of industries, but the nature of their work is different. In these industries, raw material, labor force, capital, land, etc. are all essential factors. As per the nature of the work, industries can be classified. So children, depending on the work which is done in the particular industry, you can classify the industry into various sections. Now see, very often the finished product from one industry is used as the raw material in another industry. For example, sugar produced in the sugar factories is used as a sweetener or raw material in the manufacturing of products such as biscuits, jams and jellies. Yes or no, children? So in some industries, the finished products are used as raw material. Now, as the example given over here, sugar. Sugar is a finished product which is obtained from sugarcane. But in some industries, it is used as raw material as a sweetener to make its product sweet. Okay. For example, in the biscuits, in the other juices, jams, etc. All these things are made by using sugar as a raw material, correct? Now similarly, iron rods are used as raw materials in the engineering industries in the manufacturing of steel furnitures, etc. So same way, iron rods are used as raw material in engineering industries and in manufacturing steel furnitures. So by this, children, you understand that even if it is a finished product, it can be a raw material to some other industry. Yes?
Factors affecting the location of industries. Industries have to be located after a great deal of planning as it requires huge investment. Such a combination of several factors determines the location of an industry. Availability of raw material. It is the most important factor in deciding the location, especially if the raw materials and finished goods are heavy or bulky or are perishable in nature. For example, in iron and steel industry, iron and coal are both heavy materials. Therefore, steel plants are located near iron ore and coal mines. Similarly, sugar industry is located near sugar producing area because if sugarcane is kept for a few days, it loses its sugar content. Labor. Industries require both skilled as well as unskilled labor along with technical personnel. Industries located in densely populated areas have no problems in accessing unskilled labor or untrained workers. But skillful labor is still a controlling factor for the location of industries. The textile mills in Ahmedabad are located in densely populated area, but the skilled labor or trained people are usually hired from an outside area. Power. It is a critical input in deciding the location of industries. Modern industries are largely dependent on power. Earlier industries were located near coal fields, but with the increasing use of water power, the industries are being located near water power stations. With mobile sources like oil and natural gas, power efficiency has improved in modern times. Electricity can be easily transported to longer distances. Nowadays, only those industries which require abundant electricity are located near the powerhouses. Transport. Location of industry becomes difficult in areas where means of transport are not developed. This is because industrialization requires raw materials to be taken to the site of production and the finished goods are to be taken to the market. All those areas which have the advantage of a good system of transport, roads, railways and waterways, have developed industries. The northern plains of India have good roads and railways and thus have main industrial towns. Capital. The establishment of an industry needs large amount of money. It is needed to purchase land, construct building, setting up machines and to pay for labor. Capital may not be an important factor in deciding the location, but it plays its role in growth and diversification of industries. Banks and financial institutions provide loans at low rate of interest as industries provide impetus to the development of a region. Industries are usually located in those parts where there is an easy availability of capital. Market. Market is a must for growth and development of an industry. The demand for manufactured goods plays an important role in the location of an industry. A good market should be accessible to the consumers and to the industry and reflect the demand for different kinds of products if the manufactured good has to make a profit. For example, cotton cloth has a larger presence in the markets of hotter climate, whereas woolens do well in the markets of colder places. Apart from these, water supply, climatic conditions, and government policies are other such factors which determine the location of industries.
Now in India, India is a permanently agrarian country. Yes, we are mostly into agriculture. In India, a variety of agricultural products is available. Different types of agro-based industries have come up. In addition to these industries, processing agricultural products have also developed. These include the dairy industry, fruit processing, food processing, jaggery making, etc. Now see, now as we are mostly into agriculture, we in addition have started industries such as which are processing agricultural products. For example, dairy products are processed, so in dairy industries. Then fruits are processed and made jellies and sweets, etc., out of which out of the fruits, so it is known as fruit processing. Then food processing, then jaggery making, etc. Industries dependent on agricultural products have been established everywhere. There has also been development of heavy industries like textile and sugar. Now, because of such heavy productions like sugarcane, cotton, and they have been taken to a different level, and hence, because of this, there is a development in heavy industries also. So, heavy industries like textiles and sugar have been developed. Okay, children, next is industrial development. The establishment of industries and industrial development have an important role in the economic development of a country. Industrial development is essential for improving the standard of living and increasing the per capita income of the citizens. The citizens of a country get employment opportunities and their lifestyle improves. Yes, children, when there are industries coming up, we have learned this in the previous chapters. When there are opportunities, industries are there, automatically people migrate to such places where they have employment opportunities and they get a good income source, and there is a favorable condition of living, and which will improve their lifestyle. Hence, people start living in such places, and then if there is industrial development, they get all of these, and hence they shift to those places. The per capita income of the country goes up, and there is an increase in the export and finished products. This result in an increase in the foreign exchange reserve. For all these reasons, it is necessary to give a flip to industrialization in a country. So, children, if you want development in our society, in our living, in our economy, etc., so we have to give a boost to industrialization. The government establishes industrial estates to boost industrial development and increase the employment opportunities in a region. And hence, children, we can see the government also takes a lot of initiative in boosting the industrial development and increasing employment opportunities in particular regions. Industries have an important role in the economic development of a country. Hence, all countries take special efforts for promoting industrial development. To enable this, industrial estates have been established. These estates are given concessional rates for electricity, water, and taxes. So the government provide them concession in water rates for electricity and water, etc. Taxes are reduced so that the industrial development can take place on a higher level. Okay, children. So today we'll stop here. I want you all to read the textbook, and in case of any doubt, you can note it down and ask in the DCS. Thank you. Have a nice day.